So for most of our years of cross-country skis, we've been partnered with Salomon skis, and for good reason. They make a great product, and they have the best fitting boots. And more comfortable feet mean that you're going to have more enjoyable time out on the trail. So I love their new skis, the new graphics, very adventure, kind of subtle. But I'm going to run you through the different skis in the line, and I think between these 4 models, there's definitely a ski for you. We start out with the Escape 51. This is a standard lightweight ski, has their fish scale cut base. It's totally waxless, and a single traditional clamp binding, the access binding. All of our skis from Salomon on our website, we'll be putting them together as packages, what we recommend with which boot, which pole, and which ski, really to make it convenient for you to make that choice. But opening price point, just if you want to get out a few times a season, get out on the trail, nothing super special, but reliable and enjoyable ski, easy to use. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit more sporty, so a little bit quicker ski, we get into the Skin 47. So that Escape 47 now has a skin base for traction rather than a cut base. So one of the reasons for this is you get better grip, better glide with a skin, and the skin is replaceable. Unlike a cut base, which will eventually dull like a knife, you don't get as much traction on a cut base over time. So one of the things with the skin, obviously, it's replaceable. You're going to get a better base material. It's going to absorb more glide wax, but it's still waxless because of the skin. Now, the shift binding on this ski allows you to move the binding forward and back of the balance point. And what that does is it can give you, on certain weather conditions, you can create more kick or better grip going up hills. So if you're still learning, or for those conditions when it's colder, you can move the binding back and have a bit more glide in when it's a really, really dry snow. Then we get into their Outpath series. So these are the skis we love for Muskoka. This Outpath 60, it's a 60 millimeter width that offers the widest that you can fit in track. So this is going to be a really stable ski, even for the first time skier, but also if you just want to go out in your backyard or check out the Torrance Barrens or go out on the lakes, this is a little bit more durable ski. So instead of having a foam core like the Escape series, we're getting into a wood core ski. We're getting more fiberglass cloth, so a stiffer, stronger construction. We do go to a waxless base, which is a variable waxless. It's different than their cut base that's on the Escape series. And in this ski, you're getting a 3/4 metal edge. So that's going to give you a little bit more control. It's going to give you more durability. There's a little bit more side cut, so more control going downhill. And just all around, just a really sharp, high quality ski that's ready to tackle pretty much anywhere. Now, you'll notice that there's no binding on this ski, so we do mount a specific binding onto this, which would typically be the access binding that's on the original Escape, and that's going to match into the Escape boot. Now, that binding is now universal, so almost if you have a pair of boots right now, most likely that boot is compatible with that binding. And finally, we have the Outside ski. So this is also a 60 mil ski, so it will fit in a track set, but really built for outside adventure, which is breaking trail out on the lakes. This goes to a full metal edge, so maximum durability, but also control in even icy or coming down unmaintained trails. Now, this also has that variable press in waxless base, but this can also, you see this little notch, there is a skin that can be purchased that will go on to the bottom of this ski for higher traction, and that will allow you to climb steeper steeper back road conditions. So this also has wood core fiberglass, but now because this is a little bit more backcountry oriented, it does have Salomon's new backcountry bindings. That's going to use a wider pin and it's going to have a specific boot. So next we're going to go through the different boots. Now, one thing about Salomon that is the highlight of their ski line, like not only do they make an amazing selection of alpine skis, but that's also why they are a top brand in cross-country skis as well. But they do more on fit of the foot, and nothing shines better in the cross-country line than their boot fit. So it's really why we have stuck solidly with Salomon product, is that blister-free slipper style fit. So we start out with the Escape boot. Escape boot now has that ProLink binding that'll work with NNN bindings that you'll find on some of the other. Rotafella is the brand that makes NNN, but also ProLink also works on all Salomon bindings. So it's a little bit more universal. You've got a good tread for walking on the trail when you're out of your skis, but it's a small pin system, and they're just ideally super comfortable. If you want a little bit more support, we have the Escape Plus that just adds a plastic higher cuff, just a little bit more support around the ankle. If you are a more fitness-oriented skier and maybe looking at the Escape 47 skin, we have the new Salomon RC. So this is the Escape RC, which is going to have your cord lock inside. It's going to have a memory foam that molds to your foot, and just a little bit more fitness-oriented sole that's going to have more flex in that forefoot, and is going to tailor itself better to somebody who's a little bit more advanced Nordic skier, primarily probably skiing in track. Lastly, if you are doing the outside only, so that new Salomon binding, it will fit any backcountry boot. So Salomon makes a backcountry boot. We also have some Madshus boots. This is going to have a higher plastic cuff, and then the sole on any of these boots, whether it's the Rotafella NNN sole or the new Salomon sole, is designed to fit and be compatible with that ProLink BC binding. But you do have to select this style, and this is basically to handle more challenging terrain on that ski with the full metal edge, which is not going to be on groom conditions. Last thing in the package is your poles, but definitely should be considered to be a very important part. So the Escape pole is a $39 pole. It's fiberglass, it's lightweight, it gives you enough stiffness for a recreational skier. We like the little bit larger basket for not super well maintained trails or slightly rough conditions. If you are a more fitness oriented skier, we do have the R30 carbon click pole. So this has a hand wrap that can clip off, so that just stays on your glove. But this is a stiffer pole for somebody who's a little bit more fitness-oriented skier. And lastly, we have the Salomon backcountry pole. So this is an aluminum pole and is going to have a larger, almost snowshoe-style basket. So this is for a off-track, ungroomed condition. And a highlight this year is the fact that they have this backcountry pole in an adjustable length. So you can set it exactly to the right length that you feel for those type of conditions, or if your skis are going to be used for different people. So one thing about the Salomon backcountry is they just come in two sizes. So if you have somebody who might be visiting, you could also have that option of having a height adjustable pole for that package. I hope this video has been super informative and helps you make a good buying decision on your cross-country skis. Now, you can browse this selection, you can order online, pick up in store, and get out on the trail.